Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Mezco figure, and the figure I'm showing you guys is Green Arrow. And there's the box, and once you open up the flap of this box, inside you see a picture of a drawing of the Green Arrow, and the figure is housed here. And this is the sleeve cover. So let's take a look at the figure and the accessories. Alright, so here I have Green Arrow outside the packaging, and let's take a look at the accessories first. We have the green base with an arrow logo on it, and then the translucent rod with the clamp. And then we have a bunch of arrows. We have one that's attached to a little piece so you could stick it into the quiver. And then we have 3 arrows together. And then an arrow with the green tip, translucent green tip. And then a regular arrow, and then an arrow with hooks, and then there's another arrow. And then we have the bow, and then a bunch of hands. We have some gesture hands, grasping hands, and the knife holding hands, and then the arrow holding hands. And then also comes a little knife right there. So let's take a look at Green Arrow himself. Alright, so here's Green Arrow from the front. I really like the design of this Green Arrow. Lots going on, a lot of straps and stuff. And then here's the side view, and you can see he does come with a jacket with the hood, and the hood has a wire running through it, which is nice, so you can manipulate that hood whichever way you want. And then here's the back side, there's the quiver, and here's the other side. And I always wanted a really good looking Green Arrow with really good articulation, because all the ones we've been getting are from DC Collectibles, and all the ones we got from them are not the greatest. There are exception for a few of them. I think there's one really good one. I'm not sure which series I was from, but there's one really good one, but not as articulated as this one, and it doesn't have soft goods either. And this one, they give us all the articulation and the soft goods. For Green Arrow, the main thing I want is for him to be able to hold a bow and an arrow properly, and this one, I say it's almost there, mainly because of the bow, because that string is so thin and so tightly wound that you're somewhat afraid to pull the string back to its full extent. But yeah, for the most part, it is it's gonna perform what you want it to do. Alright, and here's a very poor attempt of him holding a bow and an arrow, and you can see you're stretching that string quite a bit, and there is a little notch on the back of the arrow. You kind of see it here, for you to tug it through the string. And let me rotate him a little bit so you can kind of see that he is holding the bow and the arrow. Kind of neat looking. Let me turn his head a little bit. And here I got him turned, got his head turned, and this way I think he looks a little bit better. But as far as putting it all the way up and have him look down, the arrow, it's a bit tough for this figure because of the harness he has on. You can see the harness is it's pretty much tugged all the way to his armpit section, and with that, it's gonna limit his range of motion quite a bit, so his arm can't pull forward enough for him to really look up at the to shoot an arrow close to his face. Yeah, that's not really possible for this guy, and also the fact that the string is so tight that you might run the risk of breaking it if you try to stretch it out even more. So here's the pose I was talking about. If you were to have him get the arrow all the way up. You can see his arm can't bend that far because of the armpit section. And literally this is as tight as this could get. But still, pretty good range. And the other problem is the bow itself. If you were to pull the string all the way back to those fingers, I just worry that this bow is gonna snap in half, or the string's gonna snap. And here's what he looks like with the hood up. Quite nice. I'm very happy with it. Happy with the fact that they added a wire running through the hood, so you can manipulate it however you want. And it's a pretty thick wire too, so you don't have to worry about it not retaining the shape you want. And as far as articulation, head is on the ball joint, so you could bend, you could rotate every which way. And then ball hinge shoulders, bicep there is a swivel joint, and then elbows, like I said, you could bend about a little over 90 degrees. Not the greatest, but it's not the worst I've seen. Then ball hinge wrists. Then chest there is a ball joint, but it is somewhat limited because of the harness he has on and the soft good that he's wearing. And the waist looks to be a swivel joint or a ball joint, not sure because of the belt and the soft goods. Then ball jointed hips, double jointed knees, so he could bend quite a bit. Here you can see he can bend definitely over 90 degrees as far as the knees. And then ankles on the hinge joint, but it is quite limited as far as range of motion. You can see the way they cut the boots here and the shin guard here. It kind of limits its range of motion quite a bit. At the end of the day, is this guy worth the price tag of $80? I would say yes. And because he does come with soft goods, which is nice. And but as far as accessories, he could have come with something better. I'm not sure because well, but for Green Arrow, I mean, what are you gonna give him? A bow and a bunch of arrows. That's about it. And then there are a bunch of hands. Different head sculpt might have been good with a different facial expression. That would have been nice. And then it's also it's nice to get a base when it comes to figures. Yeah, overall, I say it's worth the 80 bucks, and it's definitely better than the SH Figure Arts Hawkeye figure. That one, it's a little over 80 bucks. How much I pay for? Well, pretty much the same price, I guess. If you counting shipping for this guy, yeah, I think they're about equal as far as the price tag. So if I'm comparing this and Hawkeye, I definitely would go with this guy. Green Arrow, because he is well built, feels very solid, and he has soft goods and lots of accessories compared to the SH Figure Arts. So there you go, there's Green Arrow. Thanks for watching.